Hey guys, and what's up, TFS? It's your girl Funsize, and I'm back with another fun creation. Welcome back to my podcast, Self-ish, where we learn how to boost our self-confidence by breaking bad habits and unlearning what we were taught growing up. I'm your favorite mindset and accountability coach, boudoir photographer, and certified body image coach. So without any more hesitation, let's jump into today's show. Welcome back, family, to my podcast. On today's episode, we'll be discussing how stopping procrastination can actually help increase self-discipline and boost our self-confidence. Procrastination is something that affects everyone at some point in their lives, but it can be particularly damaging when it becomes a chronic habit. If you find yourself putting off tasks until the last minute, such as myself, or avoiding them altogether, like emails, it can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, or even depression. For example, the ones that I have already given to you, I literally get stressed out when it comes to sending out emails on a regular to my clients, to the point where I had to take those large goals of me wanting to be consistent with emails and making a smaller chunk out of them and telling myself I'll at least send out one email a week, 4 emails a month, instead of feeling like I have to be like other creators and other coaches and talk to my emailers every day. You want to stay on top of their radars when it comes for looking for things, but in the same token, it can also become annoying. We know how it feels to get junk mail. Like, we know how I feel when we ain't got time to read the emails, and then we already crowded with other emails with sales and specials, especially around Black Friday or Cyber Monday. It is literally a headache and a half when it comes to doing those. So I literally get overwhelmed with seeing everybody, as far as other photographers and coaches coming down my timelines. I'm subscribed to a few of them as well. So it can literally become depressing. Like, you get overwhelmed with seeing everything. And literally that's why I want to teach us how to stop procrastination. How to stop procrastination and increase our self-discipline by boosting self-confidence. And I'm literally just going to jump into one of the biggest reasons why procrastination can be so harmful. And I believe it can be harmful because it undermines our self-discipline. When we procrastinate, we essentially are telling ourselves that it's okay to put off important tasks and responsibilities. And this can make it much harder for us to stick to our goals and follow through on commitments. So by learning how to overcome procrastination, we can build our self-discipline and become more effective and productive in our personal and professional lives. So one way that I want to teach you today on how to actually beat procrastination in 5 minutes, literally, I'll save that to the end of the podcast. But another important benefit of overcoming procrastination is that it can help boost our self-confidence, not only our self-discipline. So when we're able to tackle tasks and complete them on time, we feel a sense of accomplishment and pride in our abilities. This, in turn, can help us feel more confident in our own skills, as in we're mastering our capabilities, which can be incredibly empowering all around the board. You understand? And during your self-love journey, when it comes to mastering and regulating your emotions, literally learning how to be confident in your own skills, this is what I keep stressing. Overcoming procrastination. It is literally going to help you boost your self-confidence because you are learning how to master the self-discipline within itself by learning how to tackle those tasks and can not only tackle them but complete them on time. So, if you're struggling with procrastination, how I used to, it's important to take steps to break the habit. This might involve setting clear goals and deadlines, or making sure your goals are more clear so that you can actually have a deadline that you are following. Remember that it doesn't have to be perfect. Progress is still considered getting the job done. You understand? Fall in love with the journey, the progress, and the process instead of worrying solely about the end result. You understand? And that alone will help you take the steps when it comes to breaking those habits that you have developed when it comes to learning how to stop struggling with procrastination. This might involve setting clear goals, like I said, and breaking tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps and finding ways to stay motivated and focused. Because by doing so, you can increase your self-discipline, boost your self-confidence, and achieve greater success in all areas of your life. And with the help of Michelle Ribeiro, actually, I want to make sure I'm giving y'all the right words. The way to actually spell her last name is Ribeiro. EIRO. And she literally came up with 100 exercises to boost your resilience, determination, and grit. It's a book called Level Up Your Mental Toughness Boot Camp. And she literally has an activity that we're going to do together on how to beat procrastination in 5 minutes. So Michelle starts off by saying, what's the difference between someone who's mentally tough and someone who isn't? For one thing, mentally tough people don't sit around and wait for inspiration or the perfect circumstances to get stuff done. They use proven strategies and habits to boost their motivation and achieve their goals. Generally, motivation comes from a sense that you'll gain something in the end, whether it be intrinsic satisfaction or an external reward. Since you know it's going to take a long time to accomplish that big goal of yours, your brain might resist initiating action toward it and instead procrastinate with more immediately satisfying activities. It gets even worse because the more you feed the procrastination monster, the more anxious you feel about putting off the work. The more anxious you feel about it, the stronger the urge to avoid it. When you're procrastinating any goal, you have to make it easy to get started. The best way to actually do this is to relive some of the pressure. I don't even know why I said relive. Relieve some of the pressure. Instead of thinking that you'll only feel a sense of satisfaction once your goal is completed, decide what it would be a great accomplishment just to start. Once you finally begin, you'll feel good about yourself and you might even have some fun with the task. She then goes into an activity on how we can take it to the next level. And you have to follow these steps to beat procrastination in 5 minutes. Okay, so step 1 is to pick a substantial goal that you're having trouble initiating because it feels overwhelming. It may be that you have to reorganize your entire office or go through all your clothes and donate what you don't need anymore. Step 2 is to set a timer for 5 minutes to work on that goal. And this is literally what I went over in a previous show on a previous podcast when I was teaching you guys how to beat procrastination in 5 minutes. Set that 5-minute timer, write out that one sentence, read that page on that book, and literally by the time that alarm goes off, you will literally feel like, okay, I can do this, or I'm glad that I did this. I feel achieved. Let me move on to something else. So number 2 is set a timer for 5 minutes to work on that goal. It can be planning or physically taking action. Absolutely anything that will contribute to your end goal. The next thing, which is the final thing that she tells you in order to beat procrastination in 5 minutes, is number 3. You've accomplished your goal of getting started. Pat yourself on the back and give yourself a reward, whatever works for you. You may notice that when the timer goes off, it feels easy to keep going and you don't want to stop. Literally, I can definitely vouch for that. You've already done the hardest part and you may be feeling some moments from your progress. You may be feeling some momentum from your progress. If this happens, then keep going. Use this exercise as often as you need whenever you're having difficulty getting started with a goal. So in summary, the 3 steps to help you beat procrastination in 5 minutes is to pick a substantial goal that you're having trouble because it's feeling overwhelming. Set a timer for 5 minutes to work on that goal. It can be planning or physically taking action. And 3, you've accomplished your goal of getting started. Pat yourself on the back or give yourself a reward, whatever works for you. And this is how you can beat procrastination in 5 minutes, guys, okay? 5 minutes, that's all it takes for you to get to your end goal faster. No procrastination, no pussyfooting, no babysitting. You are getting the work done. You are not struggling with procrastination. It's important to take steps to break the habit. And like I said before, this might involve setting clear goals and deadlines, breaking tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps, and finding ways to stay motivated and focused. But by doing so, you can increase your self-discipline, boost your self-confidence, and achieve greater success in all areas of your life. I ain't gonna talk your ears off too much, but you already know I love you guys. So hopefully you learned something from this podcast, even though I'm about to enter the outro. Who will say it again? Like Street Poets 215 tell you guys, sweat yourself every day 10 toes down when you wake up and when you go to sleep. I'll add that on as a bonus for today. But that was your takeaway on how to beat procrastination in 5 minutes. You also got tips on how to beat procrastination in 5 minutes. And I literally cannot stress this anymore. The important tasks and responsibilities that you are giving yourself in order to become that well-rounded individual that you are trying to become. We also went over the biggest reasons why procrastination can be so harmful, because it undermines our self-discipline, and that if we want to actually have an effective self-love journey, we need to start honoring those habits that were ineffective. Like we need to definitely honor those habits. Do some self-evaluating. And if you're finding yourself putting off tasks until the last minute or avoiding them altogether, just understand it will lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, and even depression. So if you honestly, genuinely want to get out of that little loophole of feeling like you are constantly repeating your self-love journey, the best way to do is change those habits that were already developed. And like I said, hopefully you learned something from this podcast as a takeaway. And if you are looking for more ways to fall in love with your self-love journey and you don't want to wait for a podcast, check me out over on my YouTube channel at Funsize Creations, where you can see me and all of my facial expressions and my shenanigans. You can also check me out over on TikTok at Funsize Photography, so you can check out some of my portfolio work, as well as I'm getting everything together with teaching you guys how to boost your self-confidence through creating self-discipline. So literally, that's the end of this podcast. I'll leave it right there, even though I'm going to add the outro right about now. With that being said, guys, if you are looking for help on your self-love journey, you are looking for an accountability partner or someone who can actually give you that little push that makes you feel like, if I just had that little bit of help, that little bit of energy, that little bit of courage, that step-by-step program and process that can help me, you are in the right place. And I want to say thank you for being a part of this team. With that being said, guys, I'm going to end this off how I end off all of my videos, by saying, be you, do you, and be true. But more importantly, remember, learn to love yourself before trying to love someone else. Get out of here and do one thing today that will get you out your comfort zone, because somebody has to say it. Later for now, guys, and brrr.